Hey guys, Huz here, bringing you another video. Now this is part 2 to the Q&A video series type thing that I'm doing for the 20,000 subscribers. So before we get into it, just a couple of things. If you guys want to see this as a more of a regular thing, like I'd say once a month have a Q&A video, then feel free to say in the comments below and we'll try and make that happen. So the next one that would happen, maybe I'll do it on the 1st of every month. So the next one may happen 1st of June. So obviously that's only 2 weeks away, but then it'll be 1st of June, 1st of July, etc. Maybe we'll work it like that. It might be easy. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you don't want that. And the second thing is I've been a bit of a derp, as if you've watched part 1, which will be linked in the description of this video, you'll know that I have the hat. We still have the hat, and there are questions in the hat, but these are not the same questions that we last left off with. I accidentally chucked the remaining ones away. So I'm sorry if you did put one in last time and didn't get answered, because it probably would have this time, but I did chuck them away. So ask the same question. If yours one didn't get asked in the part 1 or part 2, ask it for part 3 on the 1st of June. That I'll be making a video to get questions for later. So let's get into it. That was too big an introduction, but let's get into it. Ba-bam! Oh, and I thought I'd mention as well, some of these are from actual people and some of these are generic ones, so ones that I get asked all the time, like in YouTube comments or in private messages, etc. So this is from Sander Van Tool, hopefully I pronounced your name right. Tell us about the game that I made in university and can we play it? So the game I made, as many of you know, I'm a university student that is studying in computer game design, make video games basically. And my big assignment for year 1 that I've literally just finished was make my own game. It wasn't a full game, it was more like make a demo level that would eventually become a game. And my game is a first-person shooter, so it has changed since the last time you may have saw it in a channel update. It's a first-person shooter that has puzzle elements, enemies, and the objective is to kill the enemy boss that is known as Red. It's a big, basically, red cube that is known as like a sentry turret. It's not very advanced. Basically what I did was, obviously in any university of criteria or what you're going to be marked with, and I just had the criteria up on one screen and I just went through the checklist, like, oh, have I done weapons, have I done projectiles, I've done enemies, I've done health bar. I just tick the list. So by no means it's an amazing game. Will you play it? You know, I did say that you guys could play it. Maybe I'll make a video about it in maybe a week or so of me playing it with a download link. But I don't know. It's only one level and it'll probably take you about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. So I don't know if it's worth it. You know, maybe when, you know, my upcoming year in university is quite a big one, year 2. And it's a group work. I know a big thing of this year is we're working in a big group of about 5 or 6 of us. And we're developing a game for about half a year. And that game hopefully will be very good, or, you know, pretty damn good. And I know me and my friends already talked about it. I'm going to be kind of, I don't know, I'm going to be definitely making videos, update videos of that game on my channel with download links of different versions that you guys can play and tell us about it. Because obviously as a group we'll be able to do so much more than just me. So that will be for next year, and that, oh god, that will be probably about 6 months time. So I'd mention that, but yeah, that will happen eventually. But yeah, thanks for the question. But yeah, I might make a video about it, not really sure. So next question is from Niam Sa. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. The surname's S-H-A-H. What am I planning to do after university and with the channel? Right, so as mentioned, I am studying computer game design, and I do see myself in the game industry. Do I see myself as a designer? No, I have to be honest. You know, doing a degree in it, well, doing a degree in anything kind of opens your eyes of what you'll be doing if you specialize in that field. And I honestly don't see myself in front of a computer coding as my job in the future. I just don't see it. I think I'll be in the gaming industry somehow, whether it be like marketing or something like that. You know, the dream is obviously YouTube. You know, that is one of the dreams. If my YouTube in 2.5, 3 years, by the time I finish university, and need to get a job, if it's big enough to sustain me, then obviously I'll be a full-time YouTuber, but I can't rely on that. I'm never going to rely on that as like a dream. There's always options for me to work with, you know, for my dad and stuff, but yeah, I want to work in kind of the gaming industry, so marketing is probably a likely thing. Maybe something in esports, you know, I might even try to get in casting when I'm done if I've got more experience. Who knows? You know, either the future is anything really. I can do pretty much anything. You know, I have a backup luckily, but I'd love to work in the gaming industry. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then with the channel, as mentioned, if the channel does, like, I don't see myself quitting YouTube. It's really fun to do. It's really fun to like have an interaction with you guys at home. But as I said, if YouTube does get big enough in 2.5 odd years, which is quite a long time, it's way longer than I've been going right already, then it could become my job. Then I could be doing videos literally every single day. And basically what I just briefly want to get into it, what happens with YouTubers is, or what could happen with me, I finish university, obviously I'm living at home right now, so I won't get kicked out. I know my parents will not want me to stay here when I'm like 24 plus, they'll want me to like go and live your own life. Which I want to do myself. I want to get my own apartment and stuff, which I'm looking forward to. But what will happen is, say I finish university, say the amount of money I'm making is really close to sustaining me having an apartment, paying bills, food, etc. Then what will probably happen, I'll stay at home for maybe another year doing YouTube full time, and then hopefully that will be able to kick me, like doing that as much as I will be, that will like make YouTube my full-time job. And that's the dream, that's hopeful, but I can never rely on that as mentioned. But anyway, thanks for the question, much appreciated. Next one is a generic question. So this is obviously not by any name, this is one that I just get private message all the time, and it's basically going off the peripherals, so you know, the mouse, keyboard, headset. Why do I use the stuff that I use? You know, people do, because obviously in different videos people have seen me use different things. People do ask me, you know, what gear should I get? So I use obviously a Razer Kraken, a Razer Naga mouse, and a Razer Black Widow keyboard. Now you can tell I like Razer for one. Razer is very hit and miss. You either have a Razer that works perfectly for many years, or you'll have a Razer that breaks within the first 2 months. There's not really a middle ground from what I've like been told stories and all that type of thing. You know, that's kind of what you get. Now I simply like Razer. One, I like the feel of them. They're very well built. The quality's very nice. I just like Razer, honestly. The other stuff that I've used Corsair. That's pretty nice. But mainly the reason I use Razer is because I have all Razer products right now for keyboard, mouse, headset. Their Razer Synapse software, it works very well. You can optimize anything, and it's one software for all of them. I thought that would just be a lot easier than just different softwares, different products. So one software, I open it up, and all my products are at the bottom. So the Black Widow, the Naga, and the Kraken are all at the bottom. I can click on each one on the same software. So yeah, that's why I did that. And obviously this headset is known as the most comfy one. It's really comfy, and the mic's actually really good. I have actually tested it with some gameplay from different games, and I think it is good enough to kind of record with that instead of doing the whole mic setup with live commentaries, because obviously that is a bit distracting sometimes when you're trying to play. Anyway, thanks for the question, generic question anyway. So we'll go for another one. This is from Lloyd Smith, best position in solo queue. So I presume this is in regards to what is the best position to go up in rating in solo queue. So I would probably say mid and jungle are the best for doing it. I'd say top and support are the worst, with AD being kind of middle ground. And I'll go for the small reasons behind this. Mid and jungle have the biggest impact on the game, or should have the biggest impact in the game. Jungle, obviously, you're helping the lanes, that's obvious. And mid lane, you should be roaming. Although, if you're not roaming, you should be winning your lane. That's kind of how it works. It's what you sacrifice for it. Like, if you go roam, you're sacrificing a bit of farm in mid, but you should be getting kills or assists in other lanes. If you stay in mid lane, you should be getting so much more CS than your opponent if they're roaming, as well as picking up their mid turret. That's how it works. So there's one of two things. So I think mid and jungle definitely. AD carry, if you're a great AD carry, you could carry a game by not getting caught, doing as much damage as possible, but you're always having the support that may not be helping you as much. That's why I always recommend, if you are a duo queue and you're very serious about you're only going to duo queue, you're going to go up together, I'd say main bot lane. I'd say that is the best way of going up, because if you win bot lane, you're at such an advantage over the enemy team, because bot lane, in the end of the day, the AD carry does the damage late game. So if you have a good AD carry, you're in a pretty good position. And then I'd say the two worst, as mentioned, is top and support. Top lane, you're on an island. If you don't win your lane and your team loses, you've lost the game. If you win your lane and your team loses, you're still going to have a hard game. But yeah, if you win your lane and your team wins your game, there you go. So I'd say top has the least impact in a solo queue game. Team fights, obviously, you're going to do quite a lot. But I'd say the the important time of a solo queue game is the first 15 minutes. Generally, and top has the least impact in them 15 minutes. And then support, if you have a bad AD carry, again, you're not going to do much, or you can't do the damage of support lane. Although I'd say most supports do carry the bot lane, I'd say it is quite hard to do so. So anyway, thanks for the question. Next one coming in now. So this is from Morgan Jones. How is Teemo useful? This was quite a long one, you know, Baron Pit warding with shrooms, etc. But how is basically Teemo useful? So Teemo is not a popular champion. He's not popular for a specific reason, mainly because he's so easy to play. Everybody thinks he's kind of scumbag. So Teemo, I would say, is top 3 potentially easiest champions to play, but one of the least rewarding. Teemo is very easy to kill. He's not very strong, but Teemo's strength, if I did have to go into his strength, it is his shrooms. Pretty much that's pure and simple. Well, his shrooms and the blind. That's it. He can blind people to get rid of some damage, and his shrooms can like just totally zone an enemy team if you get them up. That's pretty much it. That is the strengths of Teemo, but I'd say there are far more disadvantages to the champion than positives. So thanks for the question. Next one coming in is a generic one, is why do I support TSM? So you can briefly see that way is the TSM poster. I do have that with all their signatures. I have supported TSM since pretty much the start of TSM. I prefer the NA scene to the EU one, mainly because like production quality is higher in the show. I prefer the teams, the history of the teams, you know, the Hotshot GG from COG back then was awesome. I prefer the history of NA. EU does just not get me excited, and I don't know why. I still watch the EU LCS, but I just love the NA LCS, and I have supported TSM pretty much since, obviously, they were Epic Gamer, and then Reginald, you know, that was Epic Gamer was Dan Din's team, Reginald's brother. Then Reginald decided to make his own team, TSM, and then, you know, throughout the years, my favourite players have kind of joined it. So Dyrus came from Epic Gamer over, you know, I think even Odd One was in Epic Gamer, I think, but yeah, obviously my favourite players have joined TSM, and it is sad to see some of my favourites retire or be like booted, i.e. the Odd One is my favourite professional player, and obviously he got replaced with Amazing, which I don't know how's it going to go, because from what I've like kind of watched in scrims and videos, I don't think Amazing really clicks with the guys, but we're going to have to see in the new LCS season, where I know Odd One definitely clicks with them. But yeah, I'd support them just because the history, and it's like, if I had to ask a Man United fan, like football team, or a Dallas Cowboys American football, why do you support that team? You just do. It's just a team that you kind of bond with, and you just support them because, you know, they're your favourite. Another generic question, what am I going to play in WildStar? So an upcoming MMO that I have been talking about quite a bit, that there is going to be content about. So I'm in the beta, obviously is up right now. I'm playing it pretty much every single day, just kind of getting a sense of what I want to do, and I've been playing different classes. Now initially I knew I was going to kind of play an Esper, but now reading into it and looking at like higher level Esper's pretty much the priest of WildStar if you want to have a comparison with WoW, and I never enjoyed priest. So I've been playing different classes. I've been playing warrior a bit more, but I pretty much have set my sights on the Spellslinger. That is pretty much the mage of WildStar with guns, and I think I'm going to play a Spellslinger. It's going to be definitely the human on Dominion, so I think that's the Cassian. And it's just whether it's male or female. I don't really know. I want to play I want to have a female character because I've never had one. But I think I'm going to chicken out of its becoming my main. I think I am going to go with male, and then maybe an alt will be female. But I'll be mainly PvPing on WildStar, but I am very much looking forward to that game. And so this was a kind of just a number of people asked this question last night, because obviously it happened last night. Who made the new artwork for the channel? So if you haven't seen it now, it's kind of Rengar themed. Rengar has pretty much always been my favourite champion to look at. I love the way Rengar looks, so I love the way he plays, just I've never been in a state to kind of main him because he's been so up and down in nerfs and buffs that I've never put a lot of time into learning him. But I'm starting to play him quite a bit now, but obviously now the channel is themed after Rengar, people will probably kind of expect me to play him a bit more. But the person that made it is called Extract. He's the person, if you're a frequent user of LOL Reddit, he is the guy that made the awesome Kha'Zix wallpaper the other day. He's done a few other people's artwork on YouTube. I think he did 4 Paws. He did his new artwork. His Facebook will be linked in the description below if you want to check out his stuff. He's really cool. And, you know, for price, really reasonably priced. He doesn't overprice at all. So, yeah, Extract did make that stuff. So, thanks to him as well. So, next question is from another generic one. How do I record / make my videos with recording and editing software? So, this is a really popular question in the comment sections in any single like YouTube video that you see. A recording, I use either Bandicam or OBS depending what type of video I'm doing. Obviously, I bought Bandicam and OBS is free. Both have their different pluses and minuses. I use Bandicam as just a general video. If I use OBS if I'm wanting to use my overlay, like a stream overlay or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. OBS and Bandicam. As for editing, Sony Vegas for guides or stuff that I need to kind of overlay stuff on it, like here are my masteries, here are my runes, here's like graphics and all stuff. That's Sony Vegas because that's really easy to do in that. And for basic videos, I use Windows Movie Maker because it's simple. You don't need anything else. Literally, have a commentary, have an intro, put the intro before the commentary, put the outro after the commentary, render. Done. That's all I need to do, and Movie Maker does that fine. I think eventually I'll stop using Movie Maker altogether because now I'm in the summer. I've got a lot more time to kind of learn stuff. I'm gonna go through like tutorials of Sony Vegas and After Effects and like learn how to like make cool montages and that, because that's something I do want to do, like cool music montages within League. So next question is, what games am I looking forward to? So there are a number of games that are coming out. As mentioned, WildStar is one of them. There is Watch Dogs that I'm thoroughly looking forward to. That's coming out in like 8 days from now. I just looked at the date and I do know that off by heart. Tropico 5 I will be getting. That's coming out in 4 days and I'll be making a video of Tropico 5. I love the Tropico series. But I'll be making a video on Watch Dogs. There's so many good games coming out. But the main 3 right now, as pretty much mentioned, Tropico 5, Watch Dogs, and WildStar. That's it, and I'm really looking forward to all of them. Yeah, it's going to be great. In the next few months, with me being off in uni, this is awesome. Also, I do need to go to the gym, not just play games, but I am looking forward to these games too. Next question, who is my favourite champion? So this is a quite generic one. And honestly, as kind of said, Rengar is my favourite champion to look at. And I'd love to be an amazing Rengar. Obviously, I never want to be a one-trick pony, but I love Rengar and I love the way he plays, so I will be playing more Rengar. So he's kind of partial my favourite champion, but I don't have just one. I have many. So Ziggs is another one, Syndra's another one, Zed's another one, Renekton's another one, Lee Sin's another. I have so many just champions that I love. I can't narrow it down to one. I just said the only one that I can purely narrow it down, the one I just like the overall package, the way he looks, the way he sounds, is Rengar, and that's kind of why the channel is kind of now themed after him, because I just like the look of him, which is cool. So we have about, I'd say, 5 questions left, and then that will wrap up this video. Probably about 25 minutes, half an hour like the first one. But this is by a very hard to pronounce name, Zoran Kuzmanovic. I think you actually were in the first one as well, so hopefully I pronounced that right this time. So future plans are absolute zero. That's kind of what I think definitely part 1 that was said. But since then, I did kind of announce that Absolute Zero has picked up a B team. If you not followed me on Facebook, you probably not know that. But yeah, Absolute Zero has picked up a B team. There are some reasons behind it. Well, we got through some of them. We had a sub who's called Wigo. He's a very good player and he just wasn't used a lot. And, you know, he wants to play competitive League and we understand he did. And because he was a sub for us and all of us are pretty much here all the time, he wasn't really playing a lot. So we were like, well, we can make a B team. You can play your own team, you know, you can captain it, etc. So he has made the B team. He's got people, I think he knows like one of them. We gave him one, that Vale, he's a friend of his, and then he's recruited others. And it's a pretty decent team, honestly. They've got, I think, 2 Diamond 1s. I have to remember the ratings. Diamond 2 or something. They've got like mid-diamonds, but then Raven is like Platinum 5. He just doesn't play solo queue, but he's alright. But I think they have potential. Now, reasons behind it, the main one is because Wiggo, you know, we like Wiggo, he's a good player and he wanted his own team, fair enough. And secondly, it's kind of, I don't know, we haven't really discussed it as the main team, but I kind of feel it, and obviously I'm an honest person. I think it's kind of also to push the main team even further, because there's always, like, in an okay, we'll go through this. We've got a new manager recently who's quite, he said he's quite harsh, in that if you're not performing, he'll tell you you're not performing. If you're not performing for several weeks or months, you'll get replaced. That simple. So having a B team there, I think it's really good because it pushes us. It's like, right, that guy is my equivalent in the B team. He could replace me if I'm not performing. That really puts a strain on you, and whether it be a good or a bad strain, I think it will make us play better overall. So I think it's a good thing, and that's like, I've not discussed that with the main team. I think that's just me kind of thinking, right, you know, Wiggo is my equivalent in the B team. If I don't perform and he is performing, he could potentially take my spot in the A team and I could move down to the B team. I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to play as good as I can. And I think that's kind of a good thing. You know, I really do. I think that's definitely a good thing. It's like football. If you're not playing well, you'll get subbed out. That's simple. This is from Josh Asterbury. How do I get out of bronze when there are always trolls on your team? Is it luck? Oh god, Josh. No, it's not luck for one. I'd pretty much say there's no such thing as luck in League of Legends, because what comes around goes around. If you're gonna act like a you know, a knob, you're gonna have knobs on your team. There's gonna be knobs on the enemy team. That's how it kind of works. Yeah, there's no luck in League of Legends. The only ever luck thing there was in League was dodge, and like dodge percentage when dodge was in the game, and they got rid of dodge. So that's pretty much it. You know, there's an occasional thing if someone hits an auto attack and it crits and kills you, where you may have survived. Yeah, that's a bit of luck. But apart from that, there is no luck in League of Legends. If you're not good enough to get out of bronze, you will not get out of bronze. It is that simple. You know, a lot of people kind of forget. So, like, how does someone get diamond? How does someone get platinum? You just simply are good enough to get there. It is that simple. You know, if you watch, you know, I haven't streamed in a while. I'm going to start streaming soon. But there are so many trolls in Diamond, there's so many rages, feeders, etc. It happens in solo queue, and if people are under the illusion that only in bronze that happens, you've got a lot coming when you get higher, if you do. There are trolls, feeders, rages, everything under the sun in every single rating in League of Legends. I'd say the nicest rating that I've ever played in was gold on my Smurf. People are nice there, people don't really care, they've got their rewards, you know, skin rewards, etc. They don't really care about it, they just play the game for fun. Where diamond or platinum is hell. Platinum is like, right, I need to get diamond. I'm going to do anything to get there, even BM my team to get there. Platinum's hell, and then diamond's not even great, especially high diamond. And, well, I'd say medium. Diamond 3 is quite nice. Diamond 5 is hell. Diamond 1 is hell too, because Diamond 5, people don't care anymore. They got the diamond border. They you know, at the end of the day, at the end of the season, they are not differentiated with Diamond 1s to Diamond 5s. You got the same stuff. Where in Diamond 1, everybody thinks, I need to get Challenger, I need to get Challenger, so it's hell as well. So to get out of Bronze, you just play good. You know the game. Like, I have a few Bronze friends, and I don't think they may mind me saying this. They literally have no idea what's going on. They literally do not put the time in revising it. You know, I'm going to say it. It's like homework. They just simply go into a rank, they play like Lee Sin top lane, and build completely wrong. They have their runes completely wrong, masteries completely wrong, and I'd say that's the majority of people in bronze. They literally just have no idea. If you put a little bit of time into the day, just going, right, I just want to learn Lee Sin top before going into game, I'm just going to know what runes he uses, what masteries he uses, what build he does. And I don't mean go on Mobify, I mean go on like probuilds.net, that you can see what professionals do. And just, I'm quite passionate about that, because I try to help people, but so many people do not help themselves and just put it down to, oh yeah, it's just luck that I'm not going up. It's nothing to do with luck. It's just you're not literally being good enough or not understanding it. And if you do understand it, then you may go up. And that's pretty much it. So we've got, I think, 3 or 4 more questions. I'll try to answer these quickly. This is from Anders Kajol. Oh my god. Carl Esdal Hansen. I butchered that name. Why did I move from mid to jungle to top? So I obviously, when the channel first started, I was a mid laner. That was before I joined a team. But then I moved to, technically I moved to top within Fighters UK. I left, went back to mid lane a little bit, but then was recruited back to Absolute Zero as the jungler. That went on for quite some time. I enjoyed jungling, but as someone that needed to shot call as a jungler, that was never me. Although my mechanics in jungle was pretty good, obviously I could improve in a few things. I was quite a mechanical jungler, like I like playing Lee Sin, landing kicks, insect kicks and all that type of thing. I didn't make calls when needed, and a lot of that time as a jungler in ranked 5s you need to make the calls. You are one of the main shot callers as a jungler. So I was moved to top lane because I've always kind of been more of a laner, and I'm doing well in top lane now. You know, at first I was mainly losing my matchup. I'm doing quite well, roaming around the map now, picking up kills, doing well in team fights. You know, I'm doing better. And as a top laner, I don't need to be as vocal as a jungler does, which suits me. I'm quite quiet when it comes to rank 5s. If you listen to any of our live commentaries, I'm quite quiet. So yeah, top lane does suit me. I am enjoying top lane quite a bit, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, that is the reason. So anyway, thanks for the question. Last couple. Favourite Game of Thrones characters. So yeah, I watch Game of Thrones, obviously. Game of Thrones is pretty cool. Favourite characters. So I really liked Ed Stark, but I think everybody liked Ed Stark, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah, I liked him. Oh, I like him. Tyrion. Or is it well, I always get them confused. The small one. Tyrion or Tywell. I think it's Tyrion. That could be the dad though. The small one. I literally just watched the latest episode and I can't remember. I'm bad at names. But yeah, the small guy, the dwarf Lannister. I love that character. He's so quick-witted and etc. And also Bronn. Bronn, his kind of assassin type person, that his hired gun, his hired sword. I really like his character. I think he's just cool, and obviously he's a hired sword, so yeah, things can go bad or good for him and against him, and he can screw people over. But I really do like Bronn. Bronn is his name because I have read some of the books. So last two questions. Last but one. Joe Lenny Hendon. How did I meet Foxtrot and Fi? So I think I had briefly touched on this story before, but I'll go over it just really quickly. Back when I first started, I made a Reddit post on Summoner School of a video that I made, and I think Foxtrot commented on that video saying I did good stuff. I private messaged him saying, do you have any advice for someone that, you know, is potentially like going to start doing videos a little bit more seriously? He gave me advice, we added each other on League, and that's how I met Fox. About a month later from that, Fi sent me a message on YouTube saying he liked what I did and maybe we could work with each other in the future. And that's how I met Fi. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then obviously a couple of months later, he asked me to join a team. Bingo bango, we're here. That I talk to him every single day, play rank 5s, etc. The last question is, how is the chair? Aha, the new chair. So this is a question that I received basically in some comment sections of some videos. And yeah, the new chair, if you haven't been aware, I think I mentioned it in a channel update video. This is a DX Racer H series. I think it's a H series. This chair is pretty cool. Like there is, this is like a removable cushion basically. It's awkward to do it here. As you can see, it's removable. You can have it on or off. I'll just throw it off for now. But yeah, the chair's great. It feels really comfy. I got a more wider one because I have like wider shoulders, etc. But it's great. You know, the only complaint that I'd have, I wish it was a bit higher. This is the maximum height that it can go. So I wish it could be a little bit higher, but honestly, it's fine. It's great. It's so comfortable. And yeah, I'm looking at this is going to be with me for years to come. So yeah, this chair is great. It's very expensive, but I'm really happy with it. I don't know if I'm going to make a video about it at all, but yeah, I don't know. And the final thing I want to say, thanks for the question, a generic one. But the final thing I want to say, question-wise, I've just kind of remembered it. From last time, I said what animes I've watched and haven't watched, and I was recommended to watch Full Metal Alchemist by a number of people, as well as my friend Jeebers. Since the last video, I actually watched the full series of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I absolutely loved it. It was great. I might go and now watch the original Full Metal Alchemist. I've heard there's some differences, especially with Nina Tucker, which is so sad. Yeah, really good series. If you're wondering who my favourite characters in that is Roy Mustang and Major Armstrong. I love them characters. They are awesome. So anyway, that is it. That is this video. So this is part 2 to the Q&A video that we have done. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see this on a more regular basis. That we'll do it maybe on the 1st of the month every month. So maybe we'll do one, as I said, in 2 odd weeks on the 1st of June. And that's it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks again for 20,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys next time. So goodbye.